Are we ready now? Oh,
Oh,
we're
that
live.
was
We're live. I don't mess around. I've been sitting here waiting for you for 5 minutes to hit that button.
It ain't been that long.
It's been so long since you've done it, you couldn't find it. So,
Well, you two won't let me do anything.
well,
I can't make thumbnails. You won't let me share screens.
no. We won't let you share screens.
that's for sure. But you know what? We'll let you open us up. Go ahead.
There we go.
That's okay.
Oh my God. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Catfish Weekly. Along with Lyle and Josh, I'm Chad. I don't know what kind of show we got in store for you tonight.
Really? I thought we had a topic.
I just don't. I don't.
We'll just, yeah.
60 near 60 degrees today. I think you said you was 60, Josh.
We were 60 today, and pretty much the next 10 days in the extended forecast is all showing 58 to 60 for highs. So
You know what I think? I think if there's any cold weather coming at all, it should be parked right over Dockery's house. He's the one that wants the ice so he can go ice fishing. So he should have all of it that has anything to do with the three of us.
I think that's a good idea.
I can agree.
I would
with
wish
that.
it on Jerry Parker, but the problem is if I wish that on Jerry Parker, it still comes through my area.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hours later I get it.
Well, that's really cool, but I just, like before we went live, I was telling you guys, as much ice is on everything, there's water starting to peek through the ice today. So I'm excited, very excited.
Was that me, Josh? Or?
So hopefully we can.
No, that was him. He
Okay.
roboted out for a second. But
Okay, just making sure.
Do what?
You went for just a second, but it
It
Dockery. What is Dockery doing to me?
It looked like Max Headroom.
I was say it looked like he saw a tray full of shrimp and couldn't get to it, and he's like, arr, arr,
he just
arr,
vapor.
I'm going to tell you, if there's a tray full of shrimp, I'm going to get to it. Just so you know.
I'll send you the tray of shrimp that I had in front of me.
Yeah, that looked really good too.
Hey, real quick, I just seen this because I'm still scrolled to the very top here, but Tim Molina says he had triple bypass surgery on Monday. Man. My friend, I hate to hear that. I'm glad you're well enough that you can come in and say hi at least. But
absolutely,
good to have you with us tonight, Tim.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully everything worked out.
And hang on for a speedy recovery there. So
that's right.
I mean, had himself put through the ringer in the last year or so. So
that ain't no kidding.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Right.
There is Parker procedure. What? How about Chad or Josh? One of you guys want to welcome everybody in tonight?
I can do that.
I was saying we was getting ready to do that, but that's cool.
Yeah, you know,
coming here.
I made it in first. I made it in first this week. It could have been because I set up the stream, but whatever. Yeah. We've got Bugman 22. We got Mike Sampson. What's up, Sampy? Tim Molina.
I'll explain that.
Northern View Outdoors. 922 Crappie Barbecue. Jason Lamb. Burrito Catfishing Lady, Miss Lisa. Let's see here. We've got Creole Catfishing. The wonderful Miss Cindy Stokes.
Hi, Mama Cindy.
Happy Day, Darren. Let's see here. John Patrick Jr. David Smith.
Is Josh froze now?
Yes.
Well, I don't know where he left off.
I don't know, but you can just pick up and go.
I'll scroll to about right here. We'll go with somebody I got to finally meet this weekend, Mr. Creole Catfishing. We got member Uptown Chrissy Brown, Mike Sampson, Burrito Catfishing Lady, Miss Pontoon Jody. Let's see. Same people over here. There's Schmieder of the Cedars. 3 nights. Got to talk to them this weekend as well. Along with Jody and Lisa from Burrito Catfishing Lady. Rowdy Royal, what's going on, pal? Catch fish with us. Got to hang out and listen to them try to brag about how great Ohio is. Oh.
And your point?
Lyle. I can't with these guys. We got member Carolina Catfish. Mr. Bugman 22, Dave Funk. Fish On. Hello from Missouri. That's a new one.
Yeah.
River Rat 3030, Wabash Nate, Catfish Cowboy, Smoky Mountain Catfishing. Ugh. People bragging about temperatures being in almost 70 degrees. Ah.
Yeah, St. Cindy posted it was 68.
68. I just ran by that one.
Wow.
It was 55 here, so we're at least getting a nice above freezing now. Let's see who I'm missing here. There's Catfish Fever and Outdoors. Jason Lamb, Jersey. I think the rest of winter hangs out over Kentucky. I think it likes to freaking linger for sure.
Really?
Parker Pursuits. Damn. A lot of people in here tonight.
Yep.
Nathan Hellebush. Real Time Catfishing. One of the few people that know almost as much about fishing as I do.
John Parker?
John Parker.
John Parker's quite the guy, man. I have never met him, but I'd really like to.
I tell you what, you two'd be two peas in a pod.
You think?
Oh, God, yeah. Small Water Charters, what's going on? Mr. Buck Williams, Kevin Baker, Nuts and Bolts. Mr. Grumpy Vet, Michael, what's up? Trying to get everybody. Josh says, give him a minute. His modem is going nuts.
And Here I am.
There you are.
Look at that. Caught up just in time.
Yep.
Stand 3. MI6. Good to see you again. Good to see him. Jody's already in chat telling lies that I was nice in person.
Oh, we know better than that, Jody.
She did get an awesome picture with me on Saturday.
Did she say that or did you say that?
Any picture with Chad is an awesome picture.
I know it was awesome because I was in it.
Okay.
Hey, there's Miss Heather Stokes.
My daughter.
I know that. I'm getting to the story. We got to say hi to people first. I'm not sure. I'm to the bottom. We are. Hello to everybody. If we miss somebody, please blame Josh. It can't obviously be my fault, but I tried to pick up where he left off. There's one of the sweet. I tell you what, you want to talk about a sweet lady, Miss V. Smith.
Did you meet her?
Yeah, we got to meet her, and I can't remember her husband's name. He's not important because V's the most important. Just kidding, Chris. But yeah, she was a doll.
I'm pretty sure they say that about you and D.
There ain't nobody says anything good about me.
River Rat 3030 says 70s here all week. I would take that.
I don't know where that's at, but enjoy it.
We're looking at, I just looked at ours. We have pretty much high 40s to mid 50s for the next 10 days. We do have an overnight chance of some flurries Thursday night. That's it.
There's Mr. Danny Stone.
Hey, Danny Stone. I got to see him too.
I tell you what, Sunday just wasn't the same without Stan Day and Danny going live. I just,
it kind of was for me. Because basically, from the time Stan would usually start and the time Danny would normally end, I would take a nap. And I did the same thing this Sunday.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys are mean. And Josh is frozen up again. So Lyle, we do the CatCon deal on Friday and Saturday. Saturday night, they invited us over to the hotel. They did a grill out and stuff, and I'm sitting over there, and I had some shrimp because that was the first thing.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
First thing I saw. And here comes Lisa, Miss Burrito catfishing lady, just sits over by me. We're talking. We're having a grand old time. We called Brian B catfishing and made fun of him for a few minutes.
Really?
Yeah, we did. But we're sitting there talking, and I was joking with her, and I went like this, I was going to push her, but instead I punched her right in the mouth.
No, that's not nice.
She got her revenge. She beat me up pretty good.
Okay.
So, but it was a pretty good time. Pretty good time sitting over there. They had
anytime you got shrimp, it's got to be a good time.
They had so many shrimp. I brought some home. They're still.
What?
I have so much shrimp. They had so much shrimp. I ate shrimp. I brought shrimp home. I ate it on the way home, and then I ate it again yesterday, and I still have more in a bag.
Oh, there, Mark joined us.
What's up, Mark? But it was good times. Hopefully, Josh will be able to figure out what's going on with his modem there. He's got Lyle Stokes speed internet. What's up, Greg Burgess? Oh yeah, it was. I mean, that tray was this long and this deep, and it was full.
Wow.
And I believe Michael Murillo and Jody had a shrimp eating contest that night.
Oh yeah.
So you could have probably made a few bucks if you had been there. So that I'm guaranteeing you. I think that one of them. I think the winner had like 40 shrimp or something. They were jumbo. They were big ones.
That's it.
I was like, man, you guys are letting Lyle down.
Jody didn't try to sneak none of them out for bait, did she?
She probably did. I wouldn't doubt it.
Look at there, Mark, catfishing crappie member for 46 months. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. So hopefully we get Josh figured out here so we can get going on our conversation. But we do got to say on behalf of Catfish Weekly, and I got you guys' medals, but since I do all the work around here, I'll just keep them. But we got for Catfish Weekly, thumbnail of the year and educational channel of the year.
Very well deserved.
It was. Hopefully,
you guys work really hard on the thumbnails, and that is all on you and Josh because you don't like the ones I make. So, and I understand why.
Yeah, I'll say we can share them sometime. The ones you make.
We'll try it again.
You can't share them, but we can.
Yeah.
Figured it out there, Mr. Josh?
I don't know what's going on with it. I went out there. The problem is when the modem acts up, I have to go all the way out to the shop because that's where the server's at.
Oh, wow.
So I got to go out there and start the reset process. And then I've got a network switch and router and whatnot over in the closet where the water heater is. But I went ahead and reset both of them this time for good measure. So hopefully it works.
All right. So I've got I punched Burrito catfishing lady in the mouth and the shrimp and our medals out of the way. So where do we go from here, fellas?
I liked your speech when Catfish Weekly won and you were talking about me and Lyle being smart. That really made me feel good.
Let's talk about that. So obviously what I bring to the table, hold on now. I thought I gave a very nice heartfelt speech.
I thought so.
I am in no way, shape, or form, and I have never had
brought tear to my eye.
That I was the most knowledgeable catfisherman in the community or anything like that, or some kind of top-notch guy. I bring the looks and the humor to the channel.
Excuse me?
While Lyle brings the creation of mankind, top secrets of fishing, so lots of knowledge, and Josh DIY mind is just freaking amazing. I thought I gave a pretty good speech though.
I agree with you.
I mean, I gave you guys no credit on the thumbnail because I wanted to talk smack to Keith from Fishing and Stuff on that one. So
really, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
I was beating Keith at one time, and then he walked by with his fourth medal and told me to sit down.
How is old buddy Keith?
He's freaking wonderful. He's wonderful.
Good.
Oh, Nate's going to send me another medal for hitting Lisa.
Oh, really?
It's not very nice.
Dave Funk, if I could sell Louisville, I would sell it for the state of Kentucky in a heartbeat.
There you go.
Don't like it?
It belongs in a state like Illinois. So
oh wow.
We've got Chicago. I'd trade Chicago for Louisville though.
Oh
no.
Yes, I would trade it.
I'm not sure.
Louisville's got a lower population.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Stop it, V. I'm a big mean guy. Just ask anybody. But other than that, the only thing I got going on that I have to get fixed before hopefully the weekend, because we have like really nice temperatures on Saturday, is this freaking infection is back in my finger. So
again?
Yes.
Josh, I told him before the show when you wasn't in there.
You see the colorations right there? It's swollen. It's bigger than my middle finger. I would show you just my middle finger, but I like everybody else in chat.
I think it's almost time to find you a specialist on that one.
I say I'm on the verge. If my doctor doesn't call me back, that I may have to see a specialist and see if they can get in there and scrape it or something. They may have to cut.
I have the lancing equipment right here.
Oh Lord,
I'm telling you, I've used an X-Acto knife to do a lot of stuff.
Me too. Cut holes in fingernails and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just don't have a drill bit. There's Fishing and Stuff.
Oh my God! Whatever, my lies. I tell you what. I talked to Keith after the Golden Whiskers, and he was like, "Man," he's like, "I thought for sure you were going to outdo me on medals this year." And he said, the next morning, he said, I slept on it, and he's like, "I want you to have my medals because you deserve them better, more than I ever will."
Oh my God.
And he let me wear them around CatCon. I didn't steal them; he gave them to me.
That's like wearing a promise ring, dude.
Yeah.
Keith pulled a fast one on you. You just didn't realize it.
Oh my God.
That's all right. I gave him my cooties, and when I gave them back. So.
Oh, Miss Caitlin's got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
I wore Caitlin's medal. I wore Caitlin's medal to bed last night.
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding. No, I do have all your all's medals that are in the truck. Just need to get time to get them boxed up.
I'll send you a shipping label. So
give me the address and stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. If somebody can explain it to me, I'll send you one too.
Wow, there's a name I haven't seen in a minute.
Irvin the Paid Tourist.
Irvin.
Wow.
What's going on, pal? Good to see you,
man.
Great to see you in here tonight.
Yeah. But man, what a script. A flip of a script. Isn't that Stolen Valor? Might be. But we had
Looky there, James Dockery.
There's our buddy James.
I'm doing something if I brought him into chat.
Mm-hmm.
But we had snow last week, and I think that hindered a lot of people's travels. Blacks. I don't know what that is.
It's called Prid Sav. It comes a little orange can.
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard of it.
If you've got anything inside that finger, draw it out.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Yeah, I got to fix it because look, I can't even pick my nose anymore.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's too bad.
Right? But we had teens last week. In the middle of the week, we had snow on Wednesday, Thursday out here. Mm-hmm. It was miserable. And then all of a sudden, the weekend ends, of course. And today we have in the mid-50s here. We've seen people in 60s and 70s. That tells me that that daggone dirty rat was he was close, but this is hopefully not a fake spring start. But I did see some pictures today. Easter lilies are starting to pop up.
We're not done with winter yet. We'll have
one last little hoorah of it. It won't be
but
bad.
I'm hoping it will be short-lived. Short-lived.
I'm hoping we're done myself because.
Well, I am too, but I just know that chances are good we'll have another good go round yet.
Yeah, well, I hope you do. I hope you do, and at least Josh and I out of it.
There we go.
Because you know what? I haven't fished in a month.
It's been a while for me.
Not
our water froze up, and that don't work out too good for me. So
me either.
Yeah. Well, I really missed. I mean, honestly, last week I was so busy running around doctor appointments on Wednesday, and I had to take some stuff down to CatCon to deliver to a good old buddy of mine on Thursday. And that river up here, normal pool is 25 feet. We were at 55 feet. I would have given anything to be able to be out there in them flooded creeks. Oh, God. But
absolutely.
I'd imagine there are probably whole trees floating down the river, too.
Oh, I'm sure. But
it's okay. Let's play dodge them.
But you know what? All that moves through. You start getting that snow melt, get that cool water out of there, and that water finally start to warm.
That's right. That is 100% correct. And man,
do I love right there. Water. Cold water out there. Use your PFDs.
Yep.
You fall in cold water, it's going to be bad.
It's a bad deal. Yeah, that's right. We had a show here a few years ago where a guy had fell out of the boat. He didn't want us to mention his name, so we didn't. But we'd done a show about that, where he'd fell out of his boat. The guy's from Illinois, and when that happened, it was a big deal around our area, general area, and we talked about that. And he didn't have his PFD on. And if it hadn't been for people there, he probably wouldn't be with us today.
Absolutely. Hang on here.
I'm bad about not wearing mine. I'm
getting better about it. I try to, but I don't like wearing them.
I've got one of the fancy inflatable ones.
Me too.
But I'm bad about not wearing it. But you know who does wear theirs? My children.
They should always put the law for one thing.
Yeah, Caitlin, I had a lanyard I made up with a couple of carabiners that when we were out on the river, and I'd hook one to the rail of the boat, hook the other to the back of her life jacket. That way, if she did happen to fall in while we were drifting or whatever, she can only go 3 or 4 or 5 foot, and I can grab that lanyard and pull her back in the boat. Thankfully, she's never fallen out of the boat, but
well, that's not a bad idea.
It honestly, and it only takes one misstep.
That's right. As active as John is, you might want to put one on him pretty quick.
You may want to put one on each side of him.
Yeah, we just lash him to something in the boat and let him just enjoy himself from one part. Because
you just take my dog and tell her to fetch. When he falls in, she swim out there, grab him, bring him back.
Oh, shoot. You know what I'm ready for? I was thinking about it today, Lyle, when you mentioned spring was coming and the water temperature's coming up. The flatheads are going to go nuts. Here. And by the late part of next month here, the flatheads should be biting again. So.
Yeah, the end of March, it should be,
Yeah. I don't know what the water temps we got out there right now, but they're obviously above freezing because we've had all that flooding and stuff. We had those warm rains, but then we did get cold last week, so I'd say they're high 30s at worst.
So we was going to talk a little bit about getting prepared for spring. Josh come up with a real cool thumbnail. But if you guys was going to pick one thing to do that you had to do before you went fishing the first time in the new year, what would that be?
Clean and oil the reels, replace the line.
I was going to say that was probably where I was going, was the line. Like, getting all my line redone.
Do your reel maintenance. I mean, I do mine in the dead of winter when I don't want to go outside because it's too cold. That's usually when I do mine. But
I usually do too, but I've not been able. And I probably should have bought some new line this weekend, but I'm pretty, stubborn when it comes to trying new lines. But since my bait shop has not been open, and I, because of the death of the lady that ran it, I've not. She usually ordered me, my spools every year, and I didn't get them this year, so I got to figure out a new way to get them, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I have a completely different thing that I would say would be my number one thing that would be on my mind.
Wait, are you going to go fishing? What's on your mind?
Georgia.
Pack the wheel bearings on your boat.
My boat doesn't have any wheel bearings.
Which one?
None of my boats have wheel bearings.
Your boat trailer, smart ass. Your boat trailer.
None of my boats have wheels. I don't.
I'm just saying, there's nothing worse. Well, I say that if you have a flat tire on your first trip of the new year, which happened to us last year or the year before, I don't remember. But if you take off and you're headed to the lake and the wheel bearing goes out of your boat, there you are on the side of the
Your
road.
day is sunk.
Your day and several $100.
Yep.
And thanks to Doc, I do have a set of. He keeps spare hubs with new bearings and everything with him. I don't have that, but I do have bearings and races in the rear door of my truck, ready to go if I have trouble. But if you do that in the spring, you're good for the whole year.
I got to see Mr. Doc this weekend.
Oh, was he up there this weekend?
He was, and he is moving again.
Really?
He told me. And I don't know if if it's circulated yet on the internet, but there was pictures. And he was sharing it with everybody. But as of last Monday, Doc got married.
Yep, he sure did.
I did not know that.
He walked up and was saying hi to me, and he said, "And this is my wife." And I went, "What?" So congratulations to Doc Lang. So
congratulations, Doc. Absolutely.
Yeah. But he said he's moving to Decatur.
Decatur.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I got to add him to my hat of legends that I started last year. So I got to add that signature, and Eric Massey was also at CatCon. So I got to meet Eric. I had him sign it as well.
What about his son? He was the one doing all the jig tying.
He was there. I got to meet him.
So you gave him sign his hat?
He's got a few years before he becomes a legend. He's doing well.
But by then, you'll be so old you won't care.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
Should have had him sign it while he was there.
And then I also got to meet Casey. Oh, what's his name? Santee Cooper rig. I can't remember his last name. Casey. He's from Santee Cooper. He came up with the Santee Dragon rig.
I don't know who that is.
Casey Kern or something like that. Got to meet him. He was really awesome dude to talk to. I told him anytime he wants, if I'm out that way, that I would, come out to Santee Cooper and teach him how to drag baits for real.
Really?
Wow.
I don't think he got my sarcasm joke, but
probably not.
But yeah, Casey Helms. Thank you. I couldn't remember his last name. Helms. Now we're getting two different ones.
Helms.
But either way, he was a really nice guy. I got to talk to him for a little bit.
As nice as me?
Casey Nelms.
Twice as nice as you.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay. I expect that out of Dockery. I didn't expect that either.
I had one go out in the parking lot of a gas station. Luckily, after I'd already been to the lake, and somebody come in, and I was inside the gas station. They come in and told me about it. I wouldn't have noticed it. It was on the other passenger side. I wouldn't have looked at that on my way back into the truck, but luckily I was in there and had the everything in the truck I needed to get it fixed, and we were good to go. So
there you go.
Dave Funk, I ignored his hat.
What kind of hat did he have?
You know, Doc's a Ohio guy. That's all I can say.
He is.
But that is a good one. Making sure you're taking care of your boat maintenance. Like if you hadn't done it already, this is a perfect time of year too to get out there, change the oil and filter, but also the lower air unit.
Yep, change that lower unit oil. Typically, you want to do that in the fall before it starts getting real cool. That's in case you've accumulated any water.
True.
Because it'll freeze.
And
but if you actually fish, Josh,
gear oil is cheap. Gear oil is cheap.
Yeah,
you can
in comparison
that in
to
the fall.
Unit.
Yeah. I mean, gear oil's cheap. You can change it in the fall and turn around and change it in the spring and just be good to go. So
I wouldn't be against doing it twice a year. So.
That's funny right there.
I had one go out pulling into the ramp when I fished. Was just mad the whole time.
I mean, if you're already there and that bearing's going to be bad no matter what, you might as well fish.
Fish.
That's right. Thanks for joining us tonight, Bugman.
Night, Buggy.
Makes it real easy to change the bearing. Just tie the boat off at the courtesy dock.
We went to Memphis to fishing tournament one time. We pulled in, was visiting with Doc, and Janet and Bink Fox pulled in, and they had a bearing out of the trailer right there. And they had some stuff, and Doc had some tools. I had some tools, and we knocked that baby out, fixed him right up right there at the boat ramp.
You too, Northern View.
So,
you know what else it's almost time for, Lyle?
What's that?
That spring skipjack run.
Yeah, and for anybody that's not ever went skipjack fishing for bait, skipjack, if you put them in a slurry of ice water and then freeze them when you get home, take good care of them. They're very hardy fish. They will freeze, and you can catch fish on them all summer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever catch a bunch of them, you'll be going back constantly, because if bass fishermen ever caught skipjack, bass fishing as we know it would end very quickly, because skipjack are so much more fun, and you can catch multiples at the same time on them. So,
any advice for long-term storage on an outboard? I have a 9.9 in the shed as a spare.
Well, there's a lot of things you like to lower.
There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of stuff that gets thrown around. If you unplug the fuel line and let it run you're never going to get all that fuel out of the bowl of the carb.
Nope.
So you're still leaving stuff down there at the bottom. Stable works pretty good in fuel, but it's not going to last forever. It's not foolproof.
Nope.
Try to keep it. If you can start it every few months, that's the best thing for it. I mean, plan on having to take. I guess you could. I tell you what, if I had one that I was going to store for a long time and I wasn't going to use it, it wouldn't take much to drop the bowl on that carburetor. Just go ahead and drop it.
Drain it.
Drain that completely, wipe it out. There shouldn't be enough left in that carb to gum up. And then when you put hot, fresh fuel in it, next time you take it out, it should be good to go. So,
yep.
Fogging it with Seafoam. I like Seafoam Deep Creep. They sell it as a penetrant oil, but comes with a little straw. Just pull the spark plugs out, spray the cylinders with that Seafoam Deep Creep, and just with the plugs out, you've got no compression. You can turn the motor over by hand, turn it over 3 or 4 good turns, and let that stuff get all over the pistons and the cylinder walls. And that has the added benefit when you fire that thing up, it's going to smoke like crazy and get rid of all that carbon in that first few minutes. Got a better running motor at the end of that. So
that's right. That is 100% correct.
I've got a project motor. Anybody that watched my video I did with my son John a few weeks ago where we built an outboard stand, inadvertently got a shot of a project motor that I had been being quiet about. But it's in the video, so there'll be some stuff coming up. I've got a good deal on a 35 horse Evinrude. It's going to hopefully make that John boat of mine scream. And I can scare Danny Stone with it. That's the goal.
There's Dawson with Fishing with Squirrel. Glad to see him in here. And Laura the Explorer. Ed Jennings.
Dead Sea, it's a 1648.
You were talking about something I was actually sitting here thinking about. It's kind of the same thing. Is this is about the time of year coming up where preparing your freezer for the year comes up to my mind, and
you like throwing all the old baits you've had stored up for last couple of years away.
Honestly, I'm like dead empty on bait right now, so I'm looking at filling it back up. I didn't have that, any left.
I understand.
He tells me all the time that he loves doing that, Danny.
Yep.
But yeah,
it's fun.
Go ahead and start stocking up on your bags to zip, your
vacuum seal bags.
Vacuum seal bags. Yeah, thank you.
All that stuff.
I've got a bunch of skips in the freezer, and that some of them have reached the point that they're probably still good, but they get put in the brine, they get brought home in the brine, they're vacuum sealed immediately, and they're thrown in the deep freeze. They're probably still fine.
Yeah,
but they're getting some age on them. It's probably time to get those out of the freezer and make room for new skipjacks.
Well, I'd sure try them. They stay good a long time.
Well, I figured what I'd probably do is get Parker and Danny over here one day and say, "Hey, bring a cooler," and just load them up with some of that stuff. Help, they'll use it, and then I get to put some new stuff in there. Parker says he's got half a freezer full of skipjacks, so he don't get any. Mine will go to Danny now.
Well, that skipjack run will be coming up here pretty quick.
That's going to be coming up.
It's a blast to catch them things, and I ain't kidding you.
I need to know when that's happening because we've been talking about coming down at the same time. And
we'll let you know for sure. So,
I know my buddy Bill, he mentioned wanting to come. So,
he'd ride with you that far?
Oh, shit. My Bill would drive to wherever with me if I asked him to. I've got great friends like that.
Really?
That poor guy has known me for like 26 years. So
good for him.
Here's a really good question. I have not, but
I've used them about all times of the year whenever I get them. They're great for channel cat.
I can't see them. I can't see live crawfish, especially some of the lakes I fish. I can't see them being bad for flatheads. That lake's loaded up full of crawdads anyway.
Then yeah, I would say so too.
Dad brought me. He had a couple crawdad traps he found in the shed, and he brought those to me. So I need to find me a place to drop those in one day. And
I mean, we used to catch them when I was younger and stuff, but I never did see much luck out of using.
Well, we had a crawfish boil one time with some folks from work, and they were cooking up those crawfish, and we had them. They were all live, and my buddy's boys were fishing in the pond, the little pond they have there at their house, and I said, run a hook through that thing's tail, pitch it out there, and he caught him a nice channel cat that day. So
channel cat, love them, and if you're fishing in a small river or creek that has a riffle in it, just fish right below it. They go up in there because that's where them crawdads are at, in them riffles. Them channel cat run right up in there.
I figure that would be more of a bait Lyle would use for bass, but
well, that's what your big football jigs and stuff look like to a bass.
Yeah.
I guess you're trying to say that I'm a multi-species fisherman.
Yeah. Bluegill and bass.
Mm-hmm.
Catfish and crappie.
I would have thought it was bass and filet-o-fish, but
I do like me some filet-o-fish, but the ones they have at Arby's, the ones they got at Arby's are better.
Well, Danny, if I didn't know Danny and Parker had so many skipjack to give away, they could have brought me a couple hundred of them just to that catfish. Well, Jerry,
especially for newer viewers.
Well, Chad, drive out here, bring your boat, come fishing with me, and I'll send you back home with some skips. That's the deal. So,
a pretty good deal.
And anyone know what the price of skipjack is?
You're right, Mark. That and Egg McMuffins.
Oh, what piece of skipjack is the Fountain Brothers' favorite?
I have no idea.
I don't know about Lonnie and Donnie, but for Lyle, it's the headpiece. The headpiece on a skipjack, they're just awesome.
I like the headpiece is nice, but I actually like cut as close as I can to that the gill line. Get that back fat off of it, and then down to the dorsal fin and cut a nice big chunk. That's actually one of my favorite baits.
Who besides me cuts the belly piece off of that and uses the rest of it?
I do sometimes. You talking about cutting it down to the rib bones?
Oh, cutting the gut pocket off of it.
Cutting it off. Yep.
I've done that. I'm not religious about it.
Me neither.
Sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I won't. And
now, if they're hitting, if we notice, because I usually don't. But like when I'm out with Bill and we notice that they're hitting smaller baits, then sometimes I'll cut it off, and then he's still the one catching all the fish, and I'm not. So, but
Dead Sea Pirate said it's the one piece most people throw out, the tail piece.
I've heard that same thing from about some of the other, like Doc even.
I'm telling you, the tail piece of a gizzard shad is what broke my curse up there at Baldwin Lake. Parker and I were fishing that one day, and he was throwing those tails away, and I put one on a hook, tossed it out there. I had a fish in no time.
Joey, I can't think of his last name, lives out of Owensboro, fished
Kirby.
with Joey Kirby. Yep. He said every time they went out fishing down at Wheeler Lake, they'd cut up a bunch of bait, and when he needed a piece of bait, the only thing left was tails, and he'd cut up bait. He'd go to get it again. The only thing left was tails. He got tired of cutting up bait, so he started using tails and just catching as many as the rest of them.
Maybe I need to give it more of a chance, but
I used it. I told Cindy one day we was fishing the lake, and I said, we got all these tails laying here. I said, I'm going to try one. I said, we was catching fish, not rapidly or anything, but we was catching a few. Hell, caught as many on them tails did anything else.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they're scented. They got all that oil going back into the bones and the meat, but for some reason it's like it's one of them. Why would they worry about eating that versus
most of the time, if you think about it, most of the time fish try to intake head first. They're bait fish.
Mm-hmm.
They try to eat them head first. But when they're hungry and they're really going after it and real aggressive, it don't make a damn. They'll take it sideways just to get it.
Mm-hmm. Dead Sea says he thinks it's the presentation, and maybe I might have to try. I might have to try it this weekend if I get to go.
Well, I was pulling planer boards and put them on behind planer boards, and
yeah,
I was catching as many with the tails as we was anything else.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to like shad or bluegill, if it's cut bait, the headpieces are by far my favorite to use.
If I'm on big rivers and stuff, that's what I want to use as a headpiece.
Mark Barnum.
Good. That's funny.
Chat's taking a turn now.
Good to see Mark in here tonight, all the way from the
that's why these are. Chat's taking a turn, and that's why these are my people right there.
That's right.
And the same thing with talking about favorite pieces of bait though is I've had day or weekends where you can go out Saturday and the headpieces just fire.
Mm-hmm.
Next day they won't touch them, but they're annihilating.
They will
body sections.
Just like turning a light switch on and off from one day to the next sometimes.
Now, for you guys, at what point, because we're coming out of the wintertime and everybody's all we gotta use small baits during the wintertime. When will you start upsizing your baits and stuff and start using medium to larger baits?
Do what now?
Pay attention.
I was reading
like water temperature, or is that what you're looking at?
No, I'm just asking what makes you guys decide, hey, I'm going to start using, what elements is it? Could be water temperature, or could it be
once that water gets in the mid 50s, I'm going to start putting out at least one bigger bait, and the fish are going to tell you what they want.
That's right.
They're going to take and. If all they're hitting is a small bait, then I know they're not ready for it yet.
Right.
But about 55 degrees. It seems to be around here about what temperature that they really start waking up in, and we get a good warm day and they're up there, especially once they start moving shallow to feed. Send those bait sizes up.
Good points. What about you, Lyle? Are you living just by the bite, or are you gonna?
Most of the time, yeah. Like Josh said, they're going to tell you what they want, but I'll always have one big bait out.
There you go.
Oh,
that's me. I'm always going to have some kind of a decent sized bait out. Maybe not a large bait, but at least a medium size. Somebody that fishes with me quite often tells me I'm using too big of baits. And I said, I'm not using big enough baits, pal. But that's probably because I make him throw the cast net more often in the cold when it's cold than I throw it.
There's nothing wrong with having somebody else throw a cast net for you.
That's right. Lyle learned that when I went fishing with him.
Yeah,
he got a kick out of watching me throw for hours up there on Lake of the Ozark.
He took you someplace where there was no bait, but
there was plenty of bait there. He just couldn't get on it. You need to post that, Josh. It was sent to me just a few minutes ago.
Send me something. Okay, let me take a look here.
Parker said he's ready to start throwing.
Oh wow!
Mondo sized baits again.
Really?
Yeah. You can guess who sent that to me.
Yeah, there he is. My hands are cold. I always step in and throw once or twice, and then I'm like, "Your hands warm yet?"
I don't know. I don't know for sure, but judging just kind of by the style on that, I think John Parker and I are going to have a talk.
John, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're watching the show tonight, but these guys won't let me share screens. I don't understand it, but they don't want me doing it.
No, Lyle's not allowed to share screens because you never know what he's going to pull up.
No.
I'm really more careful with that now than before. Not that I cared before, because I don't care now.
Catfish John needs to behave himself. For sure.
That is a funny picture, though, Lyle.
But
I think it is.
Let's see.
That's right, JG.
Chad, I'm sending that if you can share it.
Oh, I will so share that. Let me, well, if I can get it open here.
With the way my modem's been messed up, I know the minute I go to share a screen, everything's just going to go crazy tonight. So,
well,
mine's acting kind of slow right now.
What kind of internet service do you have?
And while fishing outdoors, ready for open water. I think after this week's things will hopefully start melting for good. Ready to throw big baits too. There you go.
All right, is everybody ready for this one?
Not that one.
Oh.
Double dumb. That's not the one. John, you got me in trouble.
Oh.
That reminds me, make sure you get your kids into fishing.
That's right. And put a life jacket on them.
Yeah, but if you got a young'un, take pictures because they come in handy later on. You could throw your buddy's head on them.
Thanks so much. I do appreciate it.
Well, I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure we got open waters all down through here. We've had it for a little while, so just finding time to go has been my struggle lately. I've not been fishing since the ice bowl.
Oh, Chad, Christina missed the photo. She didn't get to see it.
It's not that funny.
Well, luckily, where'd it go? Hold on. Where'd it go? Let me open it back up here.
Why don't you put the one up that you're supposed to put up?
Well, just bear with me. I'm working on it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Christina, hopefully you're still watching. Here. I want to make sure we
That's about as funny as a chapped ass. I just want you to know.
And then look, this is. Oh wait, I gotta reshare. Hold on.
Reshare.
How do I stop sharing? Where's my thing in here? Stop screen. There we go. Share screen.
What?
Be sure. Here's another one for you, Lyle. You may like this one.
Lyle.
I do like that one, kind of. By the way, that was a 5-inch pumpkin.
Christina says, "I remember."
There you go.
She said, "I remember when Lyle visited us that day."
I just feel sorry for whichever one of you had to change Lyle's diaper that day.
Well, I had chili tonight, so you can come.
Oh,
you can share.
Stop it.
Screenshot them while you can. I did. Good job, Dead Sea.
Well, all you gotta do is message me. I'll send them to you.
I mean, I got
Gee,
no problem sending that stuff.
Oh my God. So what else are you guys going to get ready for springtime here?
The Benoit lady says, Papa, Josh, and little Lyle. Not so sure about that.
I missed that one. What did they say?
That would make Josh the oldest.
And we know that's not
Oh,
true.
no.
Maybe next to Dockery.
That's just how much taller Josh is than Lyle. It makes Lyle look like a
There's some truth to that, by God.
There's quite a bit of truth to that. Yeah.
He's a big boy.
But no, that's going to be the big thing there. I had some work to do on an outboard, but I got it done. The recoil starter on that old 9.9 of mine decided to be stupid.
There's check the batteries for your trolling motor and your starting motor batteries. If they're good, you don't have to worry about it. But test them. Make sure they're charged up. Make sure they'll hold a charge. Important
load
stuff
tester.
Right.
Load tester is cheap.
That's
load
right.
Testers not by Harbor Freight. They're like $20.
Yep.
And
it'll tell you if it's bad or not.
A voltmeter only tell you so much, but the load tester show the voltage when it's, something's actually drawn pretty heavy current from it. So
that's right.
If you have a water separating filter, now's the time to change that.
That's 100%
do that
correct.
Every spring. They're like $7. You can order a 3-pack of them on Amazon. Write the date on it. Change it. Pre-fill it. If you got a 4-stroke, all you got to do is pour gas and pre-fill that filter with gas. If you got a 2-stroke, you got to fill it with your pre-mixed gas. However you're going to do it, but pre-fill that filter. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there pumping that primer bulb till your hand falls off. Y'all recommend a good starting battery?
Interstate.
I like you get them at Advance Auto. The part number is 29HM. They are what's it called? Die Hard Gold or something like that. They're just rebadged as the Advance Auto Parts house brand, and it's cheaper that way.
Heck yeah.
I got 6 years out of the last one, so I can't complain about it.
That's the determining factor. If you're having good luck with a certain brand, by all means, go back and get you another one. Because I remember when they had 6 and 7 year warranties on batteries, and they prorated it. So if it went bad between however long the warranty was, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, then you paid part of that amount for the new one. Well, now it's a flat 1 year warranty on almost every battery.
Yep, and then they're done.
And they're not going to do nothing to help you out with that, except lead time.
Bugman, I'm going to put it in chat. It's 29HM. It's a Group 31 from Advance Auto Parts. And those stores are getting a little bit harder to find. There was a bunch of those closed down.
Yeah.
I asked. I had to stop in at ours a few weeks ago and asked them if they were safe, and they said yes, they were.
And here's one thing I'm going to say about what you just had put in there, though. If you have a battery compartment for that, make sure you measure before you just go buy. Because like my boat, I can only use a Group 27 size battery, even with my starter.
Really?
Yep, my cranking battery.
Wow. Jody says I pack a generator just in case my batteries go dead. A jump box, anything like that. Anything. And if all else fails, a set of cheap jumper cables.
Yep. Nothing worse than being out there on the water and go to turn your outboard over to hear click.
That is a fact. And I've had it happen. We was on Wheeler Lake one time at a tournament, and the key switch got broke off before takeoff time. And I was using a little screwdriver looking thing to start the boat. It come a downpour, and it rained so hard you couldn't see from one end of the boat to the other. And that key got left on, didn't shut all the way off, and the battery was dead. And I had to take a motor off the trolling motor from the front, pack it to the back, and hook it up back there so we could get started and go in that pouring ass rain. And that was a miserable day.
Yeah, maybe we might need to do might need to do a spring maintenance video coming up. We'll get it. I'll drag an outboard out or something and drag one of the boats into the garage one Monday, and we'll.
That's a good idea.
Pick that out. Let me. Oh, by the way, just a reminder, it's that time again. Next Monday, the 3rd, we're going to draw for Top Cat.
How many entries do we have?
Let me look.
March would be a good month to get into that.
March would be a very good month.
Parker says he got all new batteries for his boat, including a 36-volt lithium. I have a 24 because that's the size trolling motor I got. And I can't wait to try that baby. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I'd like to.
Would you now?
Switch over to that 36-volt lithium. And I still have not done that. But
I wouldn't do it until the ones that's in the boat's bad.
I know, but I know.
Well, for whatever reason, it's not wanting to load the post. So I'll have to go back and look at that.
Are you guys going to post that picture John sent, or am I going to have to share that screen?
Yeah, hold on a second here.
All right.
You were a pretty good sport about the other one, so.
I like this. John's always sending me cool stuff. He sends me a lot of it for over the years, and this is no different than any of the rest.
Let's see here.
Nope, that's for February Top Cat.
Oops.
Benoit says batteries died on us after spending almost 2 days on the boat. Took the Vexilar and putted our way back to the boat ramp. Whatever it takes, girls. Whatever it takes. Oh, ain't that cute? John Parker, you're the best.
Really?
That's what I said, man. John Parker and I are going to have a talk.
I think
good.
I think we're both got to have talk about that.
I think that was so cute. He does. He's such a great guy.
I tell you what, he may not be able to fish worth a lick, but he sure can thumbnail.
He can do some good pictures. So
we should use that for a thumbnail on next week's show.
Danny going to sign up?
There you go. How many we have?
I can't find
the post. I'm going to have
March
to
post. I see the February post.
I'm going to have to I'll have to remake it.
Okay.
Let me try to find.
We'll get Danny signed up. Parker ought to be signing up. It's hard for Jerry though, because sometimes he works out of town.
Well, Jerry's already done it, so.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
Yeah, he's the one that's leading.
Yep, he doesn't get a redo.
Dead Sea Pirates Fishing says, where do we sign up? You go to the Catfish Weekly Facebook page, and Josh will put up a link or a post where you can just go to the top and put your name underneath of it that you want to sign up.
You know, Lyle, you talk about thumbnails. This is my favorite thumbnail.
I don't think it's all that great. Oh, my God.
I still like that thumbnail.
Of course you do.
There's the link for the Facebook group.
Danny Stone says he deleted all the ones signed up. That's why I'm going to do it.
There we go.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we don't start getting some people signed up, I'm going to sign up, and I'm going to show Jerry Parker
come out of retirement.
I might have to come out of retirement one Monday night. I'd have to take Tuesday off because, I'm old and I can't stay up that late.
There you go.
Well, it is what it is.
It's just sick leave.
I've got plenty of that.
He gets like nine months.
He's giving it back. He's giving it back to him.
You're giving him back his vacation time?
No, not my vacation time. I take my vacation time. I get 6 weeks off of vacation a year, but my sick time I am giving back to him because I've been maxed out on sick time for about 5 years now. So
Dead Sea,
it's for each month.
So if you don't get picked, then you can keep signing up until you do get picked, or we start the next year.
Right.
Yeah,
so
we had a kind of a hard winter, so we didn't have a January or February Top Cat competition.
I understand nobody wanted to get out there.
I fully understand that. So
yeah, right now we've had 3 anglers and we've had one that was able to put fish in the boat or on the bank. So it's been interesting so far. You get a 2-hour time limit.
Yeah.
But
definitely puts the pressure on. But we also did this so we really get to showcase one angler. We get to talk to them and learn how they approach a high pressure situation. So,
Kevy, I assume that is you that puts that, and that's exactly. I think Cootie Fingers would suit that just right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it got worse once I seen some of the Ohio people at CatCon. By the way, I got extra cooties up in there, especially when I met the cootie queens down there at CatCon.
No.
Cootie Finger.
Shut up, Parker. But yeah, we'll do the drawing, and then if there's multiple people, we'll do backups just in case that person that wins the spot isn't able to do it. We'll be able to get a person or two as a backup. Shut up, Keith. I'll make you give me a refund for my hat. I won 2 fishing and stuff drawings this weekend.
You want a drawing of fishing and stuff?
Yeah, I won 2 drawings.
What did he look like in the drawing?
Yeah.
Well, one I'm not allowed to talk about because he was only wearing a fishing and stuff hat. But what did I win? I won a stick welder, and then I won a cooler, but it's one of them like car coolers that you plug in.
Oh, that's cool.
So nice.
So I won one of those.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Them things are pretty expensive.
Yeah. Of course, he wouldn't autograph my stuff because he's a jerk, but
Keith?
Yeah.
He's always been good about that for me, of course. I
don't aggravate him, though, and Lyle doesn't aggravate him.
No, I think I'm his favorite.
I was put on this earth to aggravate people, so.
True.
Anyway. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Size matters? Well, fellas.
Oh, Danny, we will definitely be asking you questions.
Yeah, so that is part of it. It's not just going out there and fishing. We want people we want to share the knowledge, right? Yep. Of if you're on a boat, if you're on a bank, what you're doing, what's your method, what you're looking for, whatever. We want you to help educate the community on stuff that they may already know or they may not know, right? We want to give them,
if nothing else, they'll get to know you better at the end of the 2 hours. So
that's right. And you know what? Jody had a rough outing, but she answered every question, explained everything anybody wanted to know.
Jody was a trooper.
Yep, 100%. Was.
I mean, Jody, dragging baits
I knew it.
Dragging baits is not Jody's favorite method, but she was going for it because she figured that was her best.
She had to do something.
Yeah.
She really worked at it. I got to give it to her on that. She really went after it and tried to do.
Austin had some rough conditions on his night there in December.
He did. Austin he worked his tail off to make it happen too. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. And anybody that says that it always works out for them, or I always catch fish, or I always catch giants, they're full of crap-a-roo. It's just the way it is. You don't always do all that. Everything don't always work out for you.
You get to see real fishing. You get to see real fishing.
You can do just about everything right and not catch a fish.
Yeah,
that's fact.
So, again, that's why we're doing the Top Cat the way we're doing it. Is we want the reasons why and the methods, the methodology and the thoughts behind what you're doing, right? Not just trying to catch the monster fish, because it may not happen. So
that's right.
And we got 2 hours to fish. So
yep. Yeah, you only got 2 hours.
Yeah.
If any of you think that you could go out and catch all your fish in 2 hours and have the rest of the day to go do what you want. It don't always work out that way either.
Well, yeah, and it's not even just that, right? You have a 2-hour period that's not your choosing. It's our choosing. It's the same 2-hour time frame, right? So you could be on a day bite and have to fish at night. You never know.
That's right.
All right. But we'll look forward to seeing who signs up this week. Make sure you go over to that group and I'll
check that out. We'll have that post up here just a minute or two after the
go over and check that out. Get signed up. We'll do the drawing next Monday night.
Yep.
Lyle, you want to close us out?
Thanks everybody for watching Catfish Weekly. We appreciate it. 10 years and still running strong. Been a great time. Thanks for everybody that voted for everything that we done on the Golden Whiskers Awards. We appreciate that. It is a great honor to be nominated for those awards, but when you happen to win a couple of them, it really makes it sweet.
I just want to put that out there for Keith. Thumbnail of the year. You better step your game up, pal.
And boys, the thumbnails are on you guys because you make them all and you do a really good job with them, and I'm proud of what you do. No, we're not sending you no link, Doctor. You're mean.
I will.
Oh.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next Monday night drawing for the Top Cat. See you then.
Have a good
week,
everybody.
And that post is getting updated now.
Go sign up.